Did you know that dragons in Chinese culture symbolize wisdom, while in Western cultures, they are seen as destructive forces? Since the dawn of civilization, mythological creatures have captured the human imagination, shaping our folklore, religious beliefs, and cultural traditions. These legendary beings, ranging from fire-breathing dragons and elusive sea serpents to shape-shifting werewolves and soul-consuming wendigos, serve as reflections of our deepest fears, aspirations, and moral values. They populate the myths of ancient civilizations, appearing in epic tales, sacred texts, and cautionary legends, passed down through generations. But what gave rise to these fantastical entities? Were they purely the creations of human imagination, designed to explain the mysteries of the world? Or were they inspired by real events, distorted over time into grander, more supernatural forms? Could ancient people have mistaken fossilized remains for the bones of long-extinct beasts, fueling stories of monsters? Or were these legends rooted in psychological fears, symbolizing chaos, danger, and the unknown? Across different cultures, mythological creatures often share striking similarities, despite vast geographical and historical divides. The idea of giant serpentine beings, for example, emerges in multiple civilizations, from the dragons of China and Europe to the cosmic serpents of indigenous South American myths. Meanwhile, the concept of humans transforming into animals appears in countless legends, whether in the form of Norse berserkers, Native American skinwalkers, or medieval werewolves. These overlapping themes hint at shared human experiences, suggesting that these myths may be more than just isolated works of fiction. To truly understand the origins of these creatures, we must explore how they emerged in different cultures, what roles they played in society, and why they continue to endure in modern times. Their origins are as mysterious as the creatures themselves, so let's embark on a journey through the myths, beliefs, and fears that shaped them. Some mythological creatures transcend cultural and geographical boundaries, appearing in multiple civilizations with varying interpretations. The widespread presence of these legendary beings suggests that they may have been inspired by real-world discoveries, such as fossilized remains, or that they stem from shared human fears and archetypes. These creatures, though depicted differently across cultures, often serve as symbols of power, danger, or the unknown, reflecting humanity's collective imagination. One of the most enduring mythological creatures is the dragon. In Chinese mythology, dragons are revered as celestial beings that embody wisdom, power, and harmony with nature. They are often associated with rain, prosperity, and the emperor, symbolizing divine authority. Unlike their Western counterparts, Chinese dragons lack wings and are typically depicted as serpentine creatures that bring good fortune rather than destruction. However, in European folklore, dragons are monstrous, fire-breathing beasts that terrorize villages and hoard treasure, requiring heroic warriors to slay them. This stark contrast reflects fundamental cultural differences. In the East, dragons are seen as protectors and sources of balance, while in the West, they represent chaos, greed, and an obstacle to be overcome. Some historians believe that dragon legends originated from the discovery of dinosaur fossils, exaggerated tales of large reptiles, or even ancient encounters with crocodiles and other formidable creatures. Similarly, serpents and multi-headed beasts frequently appear in myths worldwide. In Greek mythology, the Hydra was a terrifying serpent-like monster with the ability to regenerate 2 heads for everyone that was severed. It represented an almost undefeatable force, requiring Hercules to use cunning rather than brute strength to vanquish it. In Norse mythology, Jormungandr, the world serpent, was an apocalyptic creature so immense that it encircled the entire earth, destined to battle Thor during Ragnarok. In Hindu beliefs, the Nagas were divine serpent beings with the power to grant prosperity or wreak havoc, often dwelling in the underworld or sacred rivers. The recurring presence of snake-like creatures in myths suggests a deep-seated human fear of serpents, which have historically been associated with both wisdom and chaos. Some anthropologists argue that the symbolism of giant serpents is linked to the natural danger posed by snakes and their role in early religious beliefs. Another widespread mythological figure is the siren. In ancient Greek lore, sirens were beautiful yet deadly creatures who lured sailors to their doom with enchanting songs, often depicted as half-woman, half-bird, before later evolving into mermaid-like figures. Similarly, in Scandinavian folklore, the Havfru were water spirits known for their mesmerizing voices, capable of both blessing and cursing those who crossed their path. Meanwhile, in Japanese mythology, the Ningyo was a fish-like being with a human face, believed to bring either immense fortune or devastating misfortune. Some scholars suggest that these legends may have originated from early sailors mistaking marine animals like manatees and dugongs for humanoid creatures. However, they could also symbolize humanity's historical fear of the unpredictable ocean, an unknown and dangerous force where countless lives were lost throughout history. The existence of similar mythical creatures in vastly different cultures suggests that human beings, regardless of time and place, have always sought to make sense of the world through stories. These creatures reflect both our fears and aspirations, serving as metaphors for the forces of nature, the challenges of life, and the mysteries of existence. Whether inspired by real animals, natural phenomena, or deep psychological archetypes, these legendary beings continue to captivate us, proving that myths are as much a part of human nature as the creatures they describe. While some mythological creatures appear in various cultures with different interpretations, others are deeply rooted in the traditions and beliefs of specific societies. These beings often embody cultural fears, taboos, and moral lessons, serving as cautionary tales or explanations for mysterious occurrences. From North America's terrifying Wendigo to Europe's werewolves and Latin America's enigmatic chupacabra, these creatures reflect the unique histories and landscapes of their respective regions. One of the most fearsome mythical beings in North American indigenous folklore is the Wendigo. Originating from Algonquian legends, the Wendigo is often depicted as a monstrous, emaciated creature with glowing eyes, sharp claws, and an insatiable hunger for human flesh. It is said to have once been a human who resorted to cannibalism in desperate times, only to be transformed into a supernatural beast as punishment. The legend of the Wendigo serves as a stark warning against greed, selfishness, and the horrors of desperation during brutal winters. Some historians believe that the myth helped enforce social taboos against cannibalism among indigenous tribes. Interestingly, there have been documented cases of what is known as Wendigo psychosis, a psychological condition in which individuals believed they were possessed by the spirit of the Wendigo, developing violent cravings for human flesh. Whether purely mythical or based on real psychological phenomena, the Wendigo remains one of the most haunting creatures in Native American folklore. Europe, on the other hand, has long been home to legends of werewolves, creatures capable of shifting between human and wolf form. The idea of shape-shifting wolves dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, where figures like King Lycaon of Arcadia were said to have been cursed to become wolves as divine punishment. In Norse mythology, berserkers, ferocious warriors believed to channel the spirits of wild animals, were often associated with wolf-like transformations. By the Middle Ages, werewolf myths became widespread across Europe, particularly in France and Germany, where many accused werewolves were executed during witch trials. Some researchers believe the legend may have been influenced by medical conditions such as hypertrichosis, a rare disorder causing excessive hair growth, or rabies, which can make animals aggressive and lead to foaming at the mouth. Others argue that the fear of wolves, a very real threat to rural European communities, contributed to these terrifying tales. The werewolf remains one of Europe's most enduring supernatural creatures, inspiring countless books, films, and folklore studies. Moving to Latin America, one of the most infamous cryptids is the chupacabra, a mysterious beast said to prey on livestock by draining their blood. Unlike ancient myths, the legend of the chupacabra only emerged in the 1990s, when reports from Puerto Rico described strange, animal carcasses with puncture wounds, seemingly drained of blood. Descriptions of the creature vary. Some claim it resembles a hairless reptilian beast with glowing red eyes, while others describe it as a more canine-like figure. While many skeptics believe that the chupacabra is simply a case of mistaken identity, possibly involving diseased coyotes or wild dogs, some researchers suggest that the legend may have deeper historical roots. In Aztec and Mayan mythology, blood-drinking entities such as Camazotz, the bat god of the underworld, share eerie similarities with modern chupacabra descriptions. Whether real or a product of mass hysteria, the chupacabra has cemented itself as a significant part of Latin American folklore, capturing the imagination of cryptid hunters and skeptics alike. These region-specific creatures highlight how different cultures interpret the unknown through myths and legends. Whether used as warnings, explanations, or entertainment, they continue to shape local traditions and inspire modern storytelling, proving that the supernatural remains an essential part of human culture. Even in the modern age, the allure of mythological creatures continues to captivate people around the world. From their origins in ancient folklore, these beings have evolved and transcended cultural boundaries, becoming integral parts of global pop culture. Today, dragons, werewolves, and other legendary creatures are found not only in myth, but also in literature, movies, and video games, often reimagined to fit contemporary tastes and themes. One of the most iconic creatures to have stood the test of time is the dragon. The majestic, fire-breathing serpent-like creatures of Chinese mythology have found a prominent place in modern fantasy, often depicted as powerful, wise, and enigmatic beings. In works such as J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and George R.R. Martin's Game of Thrones, dragons continue to represent strength and elemental power. However, these dragons are not just confined to the pages of books. They've appeared in blockbuster films like the Lord of the Rings series and How to Train Your Dragon, captivating new generations with their fierce personalities and magical abilities. The continued popularity of dragons in modern storytelling speaks to humanity's deep-seated fascination with creatures that bridge the natural and supernatural worlds. Werewolves have also maintained a significant presence in modern media. In ancient times, they were feared as shape-shifting creatures that roamed the night, transforming from human to wolf under the light of the full moon. Today, they continue to appear in numerous films, TV shows, and books, with stories like Stephen E. Meyer's Twilight and the TV series Teen Wolf, offering fresh takes on the classic legend. These modern interpretations often focus on the emotional struggles of werewolves, exploring themes of identity, control, and the tension between humanity and the primal urges within. The myth of the werewolf, once a symbol of societal fears and witchcraft, has evolved into a complex and relatable character in contemporary media. Sirens, too, have undergone a significant transformation in modern narratives. In ancient Greek mythology, sirens were dangerous creatures that lured sailors to their doom with their hauntingly beautiful songs. Today, they have been reinterpreted in various forms, ranging from The Little Mermaid in Disney's animated film to more sinister portrayals in horror genres. In pop culture, sirens are often depicted as alluring but dangerous women, drawing on their ancient roots but adapted for modern tastes. Their myth continues to explore themes of temptation, danger, and the mysterious power of the unknown. The Wendigo, once confined to the folklore of North American indigenous cultures, has found its way into modern horror literature and films. It is often portrayed as a malevolent spirit or an unearthly creature that preys on human flesh, a symbol of greed and the consequences of cannibalism. Films like Ravenous and TV shows such as Supernatural have brought the Wendigo to contemporary audiences, reimagining it in new settings while maintaining its core symbolism of desperation and monstrosity. Beyond these well-known creatures, urban legends such as Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, and Mothman continue to capture the public's imagination. These creatures, often tied to cryptozoology, are presented as beings that might still exist in hidden corners of the world, fueling conspiracy theories, investigations, and debates. Despite a lack of scientific evidence to support their existence, the persistence of these myths is a testament to our fascination with the unknown. Their presence in modern culture, from documentaries to viral internet memes, ensures that these myths remain relevant in our search for something beyond the ordinary. Mythological creatures are more than just stories. They are reflections of humanity's collective imagination, fears, and cultural heritage. These creatures give shape to our most primal emotions, from the desire for power and control to the fear of the unknown. Whether inspired by real phenomena, such as misidentified animals or natural disasters, or born purely from human storytelling, these beings continue to shape our perception of the world. They remind us that the line between myth and reality is often blurred, and the imagination has the power to create worlds that resonate far beyond the pages of ancient texts. As we continue to tell stories of these legendary beings, the question remains: could some of these creatures have been real? Or are they simply echoes of our ancestors' most vivid dreams, passed down through generations, evolving along the way to reflect our ever-changing relationship with the unknown? If you enjoyed this journey into the world of mythical creatures, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more fascinating content, and share it with your friends who love mythology. Leave a comment below telling us which mythological creature is your favorite, and let us know if you'd like to learn about more creatures from other cultures.